Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and kitchen. So today I'm going to show you my version of cream of wheat parsad. So to this I'm going to be using flour, 2 packs of cream of wheat because I like it more on the cream of wheat side. I have my golden raisins, my butter, sugar, I have my cardamom or elaichi powder together with ginger powder, and I have my powder milk and my regular evaporated milk. So let's get putting this together and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. So I've poured out the milk to the pot here, and in goes my sugar. This is brown sugar, the golden one. If you want, you can add white sugar as well. Give that a stir so that sugar will melt. And we're going to keep this on low heat. And I'll show you the next step. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch the pot. And I've switched the pots. Keep your milk mixture on low, very low. And in this one on medium. In goes my butter. Cut them up in smaller pieces. Now I'm just going to wait for this butter to melt, and then I'll show you the next step. To the milk mixture, you're going to add a piece of cinnamon stick, or you can use the cinnamon powder. That's just to flavor the milk and sugar mixture. Now that the butter has melted, we're going to put it back on very low heat. And when I say very low, I mean very low heat. And I'm going to add in my cream of wheat and flour. So I'm starting up with 1 pack of that cream of wheat. This is 1 1/4 flour. And I'm going to add another 1 cup of cream of wheat. Into that. And now we'll mix this just to coat it with that butter. It will look a little thick at the beginning, but it will let out that liquid from that butter. I'm going to switch to my spatula. In that way I can press it to coat everything. And this is called the patching process. This is what I'm going to do here. Patch that flour and that cream of wheat together so that flour can cook and that cream of wheat can cook. This will take a couple of minutes to come in, and I'll show you when it starts to let out that extra liquid. We're going to have to keep turning it and turning it. It has started to come together. As I said, it's just a little patience because it's something you have to keep turning and turning. In the meantime, my milk mixture has been heated, and this is where my powder milk will go in. We're going to add the powder milk and whisk it together and turn off the heat and just leave it until we're ready for it. The powder milk gives it that extra milky taste to the parsad. And set that aside. It gives it that extra rich taste to it. Set that aside, leave it. And we're going to concentrate on our flour and cream of wheat mixture here now. So you hear it sizzling a little bit, catching in the pot. It is starting to come together. You can feel it when you're turning. It's feeling on the wetty side or sappy-ish side, and this is where it will start to turn. So it's got to keep going and going. Keep turning. So to me, it's good now to continue with the different steps. It didn't let out too much of liquid, which I like, but it is wetty. So to this, that's the difference between using the butter and using the ghee. If you use the ghee, it tends to let out a lot of liquid. I'm going to sprinkle my raisins. This is golden raisins I'm using, the dark golden raisins. We're going to give this a mix. We're going to continue cooking it until that raisin is swollen and cooked. And to that, we're going to add our elaichi powder or cardamom powder and our ginger powder. In goes that. I prefer using the ginger powder, seeing that we're keeping it with the cardamom powder. You can use fresh ginger if you like, but a lot of people don't like that stringiness from the ginger. So that's why I kept it with the powder spices. And we're just going to continue cooking this until that raisin starts to get swollen. So let me give you a closer look at it. If you can see it, it is in a wetty consistency than when we started it. Right, so we're going to continue to turn until the raisin is overcooked and swollen a little bit. And then lastly, we'll throw that milk sugar mixture in here, little at a time, and then turn. So I'll show you that next step. And now that it has gotten a little more on the wet side and the raisins has cooked, let me show you that closer look to it. See how it's wet? Right? It's not a dry mixture when we started. So this is the point where we're going to add that milk mixture to this. And it smells so amazing with that ginger powder and cardamom powder. So let me get my milk here. And we're going to add little at a time. So I'm going to do one closer so you can see. Make sure your heat is on low. I'm going to coat all that flour and cream of wheat with that milk. And I don't wait for it to dry out completely to throw or to pour my milk mixture. Because I do not want it to have any lumps. I want it being a smooth parsad. Now turning it with your spatula is so much easier than turning it with a spoon. If you want to turn it with a spoon or a dabbler, feel free to do so. And you see how it's coming along. Now it all depends on your consistency, what you like. You're going to throw or pour your milk in. Right, I'm pouring all my milk together with my cinnamon stick. And we're going to continue to turn. And the consistency you like, that's how you're going to leave it. If you like it more thin, then you're going to, I'll show you when to turn off that heat. Because when you turn off that heat, it will continue to cook, like to dry out. And you see how it's all wet here? You just keep turning and let it come in. Have your heat on low and let it come in. I'm going to raise my heat just a little. I'm going to turn this until it comes in. I'll show you the end result. And once you keep turning it, it will dry out and it will get a little thicker. Now keep in mind, if you throw all your milk mixture and it tends to be on the thin side, that little trick, you can always add some of the cream of wheat once the mixture or the texture is soft. So the cream of wheat will cook together with the rest of mixture. Just keep turning it until it dries out. And then we'll have a nice smooth parsad. So I'm going to continue turning it, because when you keep turning it, it tends to get heavy. So if you like it not too fluffy, this is what you're going to leave it at, because when you empty it and it cools down, it is going to have that nice consistency. But I want it to dry out just a little bit again, so I'm going to continue to turn it and turn it. Let me give you a closer look again. You can see that nice consistency it has. A nice smooth creamy halwa. But if you want it like on the fluffy side, you're going to have to let it dry down a little more. And you see how pretty that looks? Really pretty, and that cream of wheat gives it that extra taste rather than just being that flour parsad alone. The more you turn, the more dry it's going to be. And the secret ingredient is that powder milk. Rather than using just that carnation or evaporated milk, or whatever evaporated milk you choose to use, the secret is that powder milk. It gives it that nice extra texture and taste, that milky taste to it. And you can see how it's going to be smooth and buttery. Not too much buttery, but just right. And once you finish making it, I suggest to you empty it from the pot, because the heat from the pot will continue to dry it out, right? So for me, this is good. This is perfect, because when it continues to cool down, it is going to get more on the fluffy side. So this is really nice for me. I'm going to turn off my stove and I'm going to empty it, transfer it to the next dish, and I'll show you. And as I said, you're going to empty it into another bowl to keep warm. Because if you leave it in that hot pot, it is going to continue to dry down on you, and you don't want it too much of a dry parsad. And that's it. You're going to put back your cinnamon stick in it, and you're going to taste it. Right? Taste it a little bit. And enjoy it. delicious, really nice. Let me give you that closer look to it. A really nice dessert for Diwali time, or whenever you feel like eating it. You don't have to wait on an occasion. You can make it just like that. And that's it. Cream of wheat and flour parsad.